Are you prepared for our battle, Alex? Boy. Then let's fight by the code of the samurai. Shama.
Alex Pereira challenges Jiri Prochazka for the undisputed UFC light heavyweight title. Who will win this fight and how? All in this video, guys. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum to everyone.
As you might know, Jiri Prochazka was the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion until he had suffered a nasty shoulder injury before his fight in December of last year against Glover, the rematch, and had to pull out of it and was so kind, you could say, to vacate his title for the division to move on. Now the division has moved on. The active champion, Jamal Hill, who defeated Glover in January in Brazil, I was there, has now also suffered injury and also had to vacate the title. So we have a vacant title once again, but we have the former champion, the original champion, you could say, fighting for it. So it kind of feels normal and not like a completely up for grabs title. It's kind of, for me, a title defense from Jiri. If we're honest, he never lost a title.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm number one.
And he fights, which is kind of funny, he fights the best friend and kind of training partner, Glover is his mentor, of Glover Teixeira, Alex Pereira. They are very close. Glover is the mentor of Alex. He's his coach as well in some ways. And as I said, Jiri defeated Glover last time around in a brutal fight, one of my favorite fights ever. And now Poatan kind of seeks revenge for his friend, you could say. And this is just stylistically a matchup made in the MMA heaven. You have two guys who know nothing about defending strikes, but know everything about knocking people out. Beautiful striking. Well, Jiri, I wouldn't say it's beautiful, I would say it's just reckless and unorthodox, but both very efficient striking, that's the term. Both very efficient with their striking. They love to stand and bang, and they love to leave their chin and their head open. Jiri's number one defense for strikes is just this, getting hit in the forehead, which is obviously smarter than just putting your chin up like Paddy Pimblett, because your forehead is definitely the best part to take a hit in the head, other than the chin. Pereira on the other side doesn't really do that. Pereira just stands there and it's just like, Shama. Like, he just takes the shots and just gets knocked out or stays alive, you know what I mean? So this fight will be absolute nuts in my opinion. It's also very hard to predict that fight and very hard to make a bet, if you're a betting guy, to make a big bet on this fight, because it's a firefight where everything can happen. We always say this, but this fight is really a fight. Both guys have such a big chance of catching the other guy, because as I said, both don't really have a defense and both have phenomenal offense. My betting advice would be bet on the fight to not go to distance. Of course, no official advice or anything, but that would be my betting tip. And that's probably a bet that I will do. The fight will not go 5 rounds. I would say you could even do a bet goes less than 2.5 rounds. Now what you have to see is this. As I said, both very reckless, both good strikers, both leave their chins open, but Pereira is just the more experienced kickboxer. Pereira is the only, I think still, 2-time or 2 weight class double Glory champ. Glory, the biggest organization in kickboxing, or at least the most famous one here in the European side of the world. Jiri Prochazka is not a crazy experienced kickboxer. He's just a martial artist, MMA fighter, a mixed martial artist. I think that the fundamentals of Pereira could give Jiri some problems. What you have to see is Jiri, when he fought Glover, Glover is not you could see him as a boxer slash jiu-jitsu guy, but he's predominantly a grappler, jiu-jitsu guy. He has great boxing, but he was never famous as being the knockout striker, you know what I mean? He was never that guy. And Jiri got hit by him and drugged by him several times. Like, Jiri took a whole lot of damage in that fight, got cracked a lot, which is also not good for your chin in the next fight, just saying. Also, don't forget, Glover is in the corner of Alex, so Glover already knows what Jiri feels like in there.
Why are you gay?
where the errors are in Jiri's game and how to defeat him. Jiri has never fought Pereira before. So there's definitely an advantage for Pereira on this side. His coach already fought that guy in the guy's last fight. As I said, Pereira, if Glover finds those openings, Pereira will find these openings. If Jiri doesn't get Pereira out of there with a Hail Mary, with his signature uppercut where he kind of does a squat first and then comes up or something, or with just unorthodox strikes of him, I think Pereira will make Jiri his prey. I don't see Jiri grappling, even though I think he has the grappling advantage. I don't see him grappling with Pereira. I believe it will be a stand-up kickboxing fight. And I just do believe that Pereira just has the upper hand there in terms of being more fundamentally sound, more technical, tactical as well, and just more smart in there, especially with the calf kicks as well. I do believe that they will give Jiri problems and soften him up a little bit there, making him not too eligible to use his unorthodox powerful strikes, because when your calf is that swelled up and hurt, it's very hard to bring your power to the cage and move like Jiri moves, because Jiri is focused a lot on his movements. He's not I stand on two legs wide apart from each other and just bang guy. He's the guy that moves a lot, does a lot of unorthodox movements and footwork and whatever. And I do believe that Pereira's dangerous calf kicks will play a factor in this, and that Pereira then, let's say in round 2, will fight the chin of Jiri Prochazka and will knock him out cold. I do believe it will be a knockout cold, like stiff as a board on the floor, with some 1 or 2 nice hammer fists. And don't forget, Pereira has fought, I think, 2 times since Jiri's injured. Pereira is actively fighting the whole time, whilst Jiri sat on the sideline for a year. They said it was the worst shoulder injury ever. You don't just recover from that and just go back to sparring and have a half-year training camp. Like, he's probably barely fit for a training camp when he started training camp, and that just plays a big impact in my opinion. A guy that has been training and fighting the whole year whilst you have been sitting on the sidelines, now just you had 1 training camp but probably still a lot of troubles, because Jiri is the guy that would even start a training camp and accept the fight even if he's still hurt and still has problems. Jiri is that type of crazy mad samurai guy. I would not be surprised if his shoulder is not 100% yet. He's like Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson fought 6 months after his knee surgery. No, less I believe. So and he himself said afterwards, my knee wasn't too good in that fight. It was a problem, but I was just too tough for my own good. He won the fight, but still. So I believe, to not make it too long, Pereira will win the fight, 2nd round knockout, but anything can happen in this firefight, and it will be a win for the fans for sure. I just hope it doesn't end in like 10 seconds. Who do you think will win that fight? Write it in the comments, guys. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and did you can win the light heavyweight championship? Make sure to get your sleep in. Until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.